Good afternoon, everyone on the My BC Consulting Facebook page. It's time for another edition of Where in the World is ... a W5 story session where I bring you people that I've met in connections, collaboration, or in my community, and we get to know them a lot deeper by asking them the all-important W5 story questions, which is who, what, where, when, and their why in life. So without further ado, I'll often say I feel like Dr. Seuss when I do this. Without further ado, who are you?
Hello, everybody. My name is Rachel, and I'm a personal brand coach based in Vancouver, British Columbia. I basically help people build a personal brand that looks and feels exactly like you.
Perfect. So we're going to break this down into, Rachel, what are 5 who hats that you wear in life?
That's a great question. I would definitely say I am a daughter to 2 incredible human beings called my mom and my dad. I love them very much, as well as being an older sister. I have 1 younger brother. We're 5 years apart. Throughout most of my life, I've also been called an artist. That sort of segued into me studying design. So I have an artist hat that I like to put on. For a short period of time in my life, I was also a vet assistant, which is something that not a lot of people know about me. It's totally different from the art hat, but I also do love spending time with animals. So I was a vet assistant for a little bit. I am a flute player. I also just play casually on the side, nothing serious, but I love music. And just the hat that I'm currently wearing, which is as a personal brand coach. I think that was 5.
That was 5. So as a being part of your family, a sister, as well as loving your mom and dad, what are some things you like to do as a family unit?
I think the favorite thing I like to do with my family is spend time outdoors. I think that it's just a thing that my parents have always done. They're very outdoorsy people. So one thing that we always like to do is to go either hiking or camping. So growing up as a kid, I always spent a lot of time hanging out in the garden, spending time in the trees, rolling around in dirt. Yeah, I like to spend time outside outdoors with my family.
So as a brand expert, what does that do? What do you do in that role, in that who hat?
It's a big question. Very broadly speaking, I get to have very intentional conversations with people about their identity. Who are you, and how do you show up online in as much as in an authentic way? And it sounds simple, but it's really complicated because there's a lot of noise about how we should be. And I basically work together with my clients to tune down the noise and then turn up the volume on who they are, and helping them find their voice so we can cut through all of the noise and do it in a way that feels good for them. I feel like that's the most important piece about what it is that I do with my clients.
So you mentioned you live in Vancouver. So where can you serve? Where can you help people in this big blue marble?
By and large, a lot of my clients are either in Canada or in the United States. Thanks to the blessing of technology, we can connect with people everywhere. I find that a lot of my clients are actually based in the Lower Mainland, where I'm at in Vancouver. But I am looking to work with people mostly in North America, I would say. When you work with time zones, it gets a little tricky when there's people on the other side of the world. Not that I don't love everyone on the other side of the world, but technically speaking, it could get a little tricky sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. My sister's visiting and she showed me this really cool app. I'm an Android phone. She's an iPhone, so I'm not sure if it's available for Android. And it's a really cool chart that says, so you want to book a meeting, and it's all the different time zones, and that you can put say 4 p.m. and it's this all the way around the world. So it's nice and easy. I'm like, wow, that's a really good app, especially for a business person, because she lives halfway around the world. So Rachel, when did you decide this is what you wanted to do in life, is helping people with their brand?
I would like to say that this sort of fell into my lap. I actually started out doing design. As a kid growing up, all I wanted to do was make beautiful things for cool people. And eventually that led me down a path where I started up my own business, originally just doing creative freelance projects for small local businesses.
Mhm.
Little did I know that eventually I would niche down into helping people with their visual branding. Right now, I help people with their personal brand, which is slightly different. And part of the reason why I ventured off in that direction was as I ventured into the world of business, even for myself, I recognized parts where I showed up out of integrity with who I was. And I listened to all the noise about how we should or shouldn't construct our business. And I just ended up being the copycat, copying people and doing things that didn't come naturally to me. And at some point,
Mhm.
the discrepancy was so great. I felt so much tension inside. Like I would look at my social profiles and not even recognize who I was. And so I ended up going through this process of rebranding myself and realigning the way that I showed up with how I felt inside. And after I went through that transformation myself, I really wanted to help other people, especially business professionals, do the same thing. Because if you continue down that path, disconnected for so long, it could actually get really dangerous and you become a person that isn't you. And I don't think anyone wants to lose themselves as they're chasing their dreams of doing their business.
So I'm going to morph it to one more question. Sometimes I throw another one in there is, when should someone reach out to you for help and service?
Yes, that's a great question. Oftentimes, branding is a good thing for you to explore at two stages of your business. One, when you're just in the beginning stages, you're getting things set up and you do have a business, but you're having a hard time putting yourself out there and getting
Mm.
people to recognize you for who you are. So either early stages, just getting things set up, everything's sort of in that wet putty stage. So that's why I like to work with people. And also if you've been in business for a few years and you've basically worked with the branding that you've had from startup phase up until a certain point and you feel like you've outgrown it. It doesn't really fit you anymore and your vision has changed and you're looking to realign your branding so that you feel like it accurately represents you in preparation for playing with the big dogs. And so that's also another stage in your business where it's definitely good to talk to somebody about your branding just to make sure you're in alignment as you move forward. Because, for example, you wouldn't want to go to high school wearing your elementary school wardrobe. It's not cool anymore. And you want to show up feeling confident about yourself, especially as you're moving on to that next stage of business.
Oh, excellent. So, Rachel, what's your why in life?
That is a big question. And I feel like for me, it means a lot for me and the people around me to show up as ourselves.
Mhm.
And I believe that because I've seen so many instances in which other people get hurt when we set the wrong expectations, when we don't
Mm.
show up in integrity and we end up lying to ourselves, we lie to the people around us, and it causes a lot of hurt, not just in the world of business, but in our personal
Mm.
lives too. And so I feel like for me, when I went through my own personal transformation, I promised myself I don't ever want to compromise my own personal integrity for any reason. Not anymore. I don't care. And I really want to help other people who believe in that to be able to do the same thing in their businesses as well.
I love that. And I often say to people, what the world is looking for now is our it factor, because there's only one of us. Like, we've been marketed to death out there. And when somebody shows their true it factor, people want to know more. Like, what got you to that it? And working with a brand specialist like yourself, definitely you will be able to shine your it factor a lot more. So thank you so much, Rachel, for sharing just I'm sure a little teeny tiny bit of your unique to you W5 story. We'll make sure afterwards that Rachel puts her contact information into the chat on Facebook, or if you happen to have any questions for Rachel, throw them into the chat on my Facebook page and she'll definitely come back and answer them. So guys, I encourage you all, when you meet somebody, I met Rachel through a networking, online networking, is being able to go a little bit deeper by asking those, who are you? What do you do? Where do you do it? When did you decide and why? And it's the basis for a truthful, unique relationship that you'll build with those people out in the world. So thank you so much, Rachel. Hang on, because we do need to take a screenshot to create that fun thumbnail afterwards. And stay tuned. Actually, this is a little announcement. I'm going to take the summer off. So I will be back the first Monday of September. I'm going to get out there, live it up this coming summer, and just enjoy where I live and a little bit of R&R. So stay tuned for the Where in the World Is, a W5 Story Sessions to return in the first part of September. So thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.